move on to the eyes. Well, you saw how spooky those eyes were. What I did is I took this big old 2x4 sheet out of the 4x8 sheet of that second sheet I bought. Remember, guys. Now, this one might be a little bit harder for you to fit in the car, but I would not suggest cutting it anymore. I would not suggest cutting it anymore. And be careful not to get splinters when moving this. If you guys want to wear gloves, that's another thing you can do. So what I did, for this project, is I freelanced, or I free-drawed. I looked at some images on, Google of some scary eyes, and I free-drawed it. And I just, I erased if I needed to erase, and I just free-drawed it, and I did some pupils and a little bit of an art to make it look scary. You can do it like me. You can do sad eyes, happy eyes. Remember, it's Halloween. We're doing stuff scary. So once that first eye is drawn, remember that this is big enough for 2 eyes. So try not to draw it too big, because we're going to take this first eye that we just drawed, we're going to cut it out, and then we're going to flip it and lay it right over here and trace it. So now we have 2 of the same identical eyes. And when you are doing the painting, guys, think in your mind, I have a left eye and a right eye. You don't want to paint 2 left eyes or 2 right eyes. Focus, put it up on the garage, picture it in your mind. Make sure you paint the right side of that eye when you cut it out. Because when you flip it over here, it's going to be backwards. You're going to have to flip it, Just think about it before you go to paint it. Because once you paint it, you might have to repaint it on the other side if you messed up. It's not a problem, but we don't want to have to do things twice, do we? So, with the eye, I once again got my white paint and painted in the lines that I needed to be white. And I did black for a black eye, a nice black eye. I traced along, and then I did some red for some veininess in the red eye, and it turned out great, guys. So, after all that's cut, painted for the eyes, once again, you're going to want to spray the eyes so they're weatherproof. And then after all that's dried, what you can do to hang this is several different options. I didn't mind with the top version of my teeth to drill in, what do we have here? To drill in, you'll grab your drill, cordless or not. You'll put a small drill bit in, and what I used is just some screws I had lying around. I had some old backer board. They got some real good grip to them, and when you want to drill a pilot hole, you want to make sure that that drill bit is skinnier than the screw or the nail that you're putting in there. I know we're kind of off topic a little bit, but I wanted to be able to provide that value to you on how to use the drill bit and make sure you don't put the hole too big. It's not going to work if you put the hole too big. So I drilled a couple holes up in the top. I had someone help me hold that up because it's 8-foot sections. It's hard to do if you're just by yourself. Grab a ladder, be safe. I put the backer board screws, any screws that I had lying around is what you can use. I put those in on the top. Now, for the bottom, guys, was a little bit tricky. I did not want to screw into my garage door, and I suggest you don't do the same. Now, what you can do, and what I did, is once again, I took my drill and a little bit larger of a drill bit because I decided to use, if I can find them, right here. What I decided to use for the bottom was magnets. These little baby magnets I got off of Amazon. I will link in the description below. You can find magnets at Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere. But it might be a little bit better to find some more specialty magnets. So what I did is I took the diameter of this and drilled it out with a bigger drill bit. I slid that in and I put a washer and a screw that fits into this hole. It's got, you know, screw grooves in there. And I drilled it into the bottom teeth, into the wood, slid the magnet in. On the top version, I put that washer that I was telling you about and the screw, and I screwed that in to where it will hold. And I had to do several meaning 3, and one larger one at the end. But it eventually held, and that's what you're going to want to do. If your wood is a little bit heavier, you're going to need to use more magnets, of course. But if your wood is a little bit lighter like this, that's why I chose to do this real thin wood. It's not going to be pulling on your garage. So you'll take those magnets and you'll do those holes that I told you for the bottom row. Now, as for the eyes, what I had worked out perfect. I had a little slit from my siding that allowed this wood to just slide right in. But once again, that may not be your case. So what you could do, if you feel comfortable, you could just put a screw in it. Or you could figure out some other method. The magnets are not going to work because the siding is not metal, unless you have metal siding. Like the garage is metal. If you have wood, you can choose to drill in there. It all depends on the application that you have. Let me know in the comments below what you would do to attach these pieces of teeth and the eyes to your garage. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So, back to the eyes. For the siding, you could use, command strips with a little hook, and you just drill a hole in the eye section to where it kind of clips in. The possibilities are endless. The imagination's endless. If you're having any difficulty, comment in the section in the comments below, and I will try to help you. So that's how I built that awesome garage door monster. Like I said before, it only took me an afternoon, guys. Super cool, super fun to do. The kids love it in the neighborhood, the adults love it in the neighborhood, and it really scares you when you drive by. So, thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.